Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, our praises, honor, and the glory shall go to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah Kodash Brakatham. Double honors shall go to apostles, elders, and bishops of great millstone who continue to teach and to rule well. Shalom to the Akims of great millstone and like-minded camps and individuals who continue to teach as one body, who continue to be out on the highways and byways, risking their lives for the greater good. Shalom to the sincere Aquads who are continuously learning in silence, as the Holy Scriptures have commanded for you to do so. And also shalom to the true believers and subscribers of this true gospel, for this should be considered a true blessing from the higher power. This is Azariah Gabar, representing the King is Coming channel, back at it with another lesson for edification purposes. All right, so what's been going on lately as far as viral videos? You got this black grandma, a true coon, if you ask me. You know, she should be named Grandma Coon. Seriously. One of the many coons that attended Donald Trump's Black History commemoration, if you want to call it that, at the White House. And these people swear they're doing something and not realizing that they're being made spectacles of. All right? And, you know, like I said, this video has become viral amongst a lot of the Akims. All right, so now it's my turn to put my 2 cents and my POV or point of view into this as well. Because it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that in 2026, Salakia, you still have the coons and the buffoons out there that still wants to cozy up to massa. All right? Still hell bent on doing it. All right? So, the name of this video you see here on the screen: Black Grandma grabs the mic from Trump. Nobody expected this. Okay? So, once again, this is a coon. Because her grandson got deleted. So now she wants to go run into massa instead of running to the Lord. She runs to Massa, the serpent. All right? But she's going to get hers. Trust and believe, she's going to get hers. All right? So the title for my lesson is going to be The Serpent and Eve Connection. All right? The Serpent and Eve Connection. Because this is a connection that goes way back to the Adam and Eve days. You heard? So Abaratazah, Lord willing, I'm going to play this video uninterrupted. All right, in its entirety. But before I do so, fair use of the 1976 Copyright Act for this video strictly for education and edification purposes only. I'm not making a dime off this video, you heard? So once I conclude this video, I'm going to definitely pull up some very, very powerful precepts to back up what I'm saying. about people like Grandma Coon. You heard? So without further delay, let's go.
Lost her grandson due to violence is grabbing the mic from Trump here, and nobody is expecting what she's about to say. In fact, there was a Black History Month celebration by Trump. He does this every year, and Democrats and white progressive liberals are losing their minds. Actually, before I play this video, I got to show you how crazy these people are. It says these black folk have gathered in the White House to celebrate Black History Month, and nobody told them that the president is a white supremacist. They cheered him continuously, and a few of them even yelled, "We love you." Imagine how embarrassing that must be for them. Someone should go tell them right now. So, look, this, I don't know if she's being sarcastic here. By reading the comments, people know she's not being sarcastic. I guess she's whoever this is. But, like, these black individuals have decided for themselves to think for themselves that they like Trump, they like his policies, they like what he's doing. They like that he's trying to clean up the streets, stop the violence. I mean, this woman that's about to go up there, everybody that's going up there is talking about how Trump cleaning up the streets is actually a good thing. And now you're telling them how they should think? Well, let me actually play this video because Trump was actually very excited to show this grandma, right? They always say grandma knows best, right? Watch this, man. Make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Spread this video everywhere. Watch this.
And it happened very fast, Bruce. One of those who knows the importance of this mission is Felicia Cook, a lifelong Washingtonian who tragically lost her grandson to violence in 2017. Felicia, we're so sorry, and you are a spectacular person. If you could say a few words, please. Thank you very much. Yes, come on in. Oh, yeah. Oh. Help her up. We don't want any mistakes. Come on in. Yes, you can.
If you live in an older home and need to heat or cool a single room without
shut up.
ductwork, here are 3 reasons why a ductless
I like her. Please.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched, I rallied, I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats, get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a hush crime, you do hush time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news, hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off him. And Grandma said it.
Wow, from Trump. Trump's reaction was funny, man, because he just looking around like, wow, I can't believe this. And the whole entire room literally erupted from that very moment. So again, to all those white progressive liberals, I've been warning y'all for a very long time. There is people out there that you love to think like you, that don't think like you, that are conservative by nature, love Jesus by nature, right? And with this grandma, and like many other grandmas around the country, many of them, different races, cultures, backgrounds, have lost children to violence, gang violence, and the way that they have grown up. And I've seen it myself growing up in the Bronx. So I know that there's a lot of people that voted for Trump because of their experiences, right? And of course, white progressive liberals are going to be mad about this the most. Unfortunately for them, that grandmother did not care. And it's funny because this wasn't even the only thing they spoke about, right? And she's literally talking and telling people, let the man do his job. That is her feelings. That is how she cares. But people would watch that and they trip out and have a meltdown over it as if they don't understand why certain demographics that usually don't vote Republican are now beginning to switch their vote. This is not good for the Democrats right before the midterms. Anyways, so they began to, they kept going, and the conversations didn't stop with grandma. That wasn't the only viral clip. Trump spoke about Nicki Minaj. Trump spoke about, Trump let another woman speak, speaking about school choice. You guys have to hear this. I mean, these are the real conversations that the black community has been starving for. The Democrats have not given them because they have taken their vote for granted. Take a listen.
Well, I ditto, to God be the glory. And we're grateful for our president. He's doing some tremendous work. And I want to remind those that don't know that this was prophesied. So you weren't supposed to have the second term when it came about. This is your season. And God said that it was going to be rough the first 2 years and that things were going to happen. But then the last 2 years are going to be great. And yes, you're going to do some tremendous things. And so for that, we thank you. On behalf of all the mothers all around the world, I'm from Texas. I live in a zip code that I didn't have an opportunity to have a choice to go to school. And so when I raised my children, I wanted a better opportunity for them. And I'm so grateful to ACE scholarships and all of the doors that the president is opening for education. My son was in a school that he didn't have any voice, and he found drugs in school. And he died. And so I'm here today to just show my appreciation for all the moms around the world. We have a choice now. This choice is so important to mothers. I have a child that, because I had a choice, she's in private school. She's thriving. She's thriving. She's going to be an anesthesiology nurse, and she's doing great. And ACE scholarships was a big part of that. Changing education changes everything. Changing education changes everything. In my zip code, it feels like we were locked in a cage. And being locked in a cage and can't get out. And because of all of the things that you're doing for education, now we can get out and soar. Our children can have a chance to be prosperous, just like other children. And I thank you for that. This is a great opportunity. So on behalf of all the mothers all around the world, I stand here and I give you your flowers while you can still get them. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And this is your...
Should this lighter be legal for civilians? The government is banning this $39 electric lighter next month. And this is your
Wow. Listen, man, that is Democrats' worst nightmare right there. I'll be honest with you. That is a Democrat's worst nightmare. Because we're not talking like the cultural stuff about, we're talking about school choice, parental rights. We're talking about changing the landscape on crime through policies, helping kids go to school. And like, this stuff is very important. I actually spoke to George, front of the show. You guys know who he is. We spoke about how stuff like this is very important to rise, because a lot of people always talk about the black community. I always see these sometimes, right conservative voices, right wingers. They talk about black people. They talk about, they always, whatever it is, like whether they're bashing or they're saying. But I think stuff like this, Trump really does care about. You know what I mean? And so this defeats a lot of these narratives that a lot of people have going on. It kind of brings the humanity out of the, like, it brings it into the space where I can talk about it and show you for yourself. You have a mother, speaking of having school choice, having better opportunities. Now her daughter is getting a higher education in the United States of America, where you're supposed to be, you know, they tell you that you are fully blown oppressed. But it looks like that's not the case. That's what they're saying. I'm not saying that. They're saying that. So again, what a beautiful video, in my opinion. Very different video. That I don't usually make these types of videos, but my goodness, man, there was so much content coming out of the White House today, and I just thought, this is the type of change that a lot of people didn't see coming, right? When you look at black statistics, when you look at the way black people vote, to hear this, in my opinion, does give something very, very different for the Democrats. It's just like they don't know, right? And so their response to this is more like, oh, they don't know they're standing in the room with a racist. He's a racist. How can you go there? And they're attacking their own voter bloc, while their own voter bloc is literally talking about, hey, you guys haven't looked out for us the way, at least he's trying to hear us out and look out for us. I remember Ice Cube said that not too long ago. Here's one last one I'll play for you guys of today of what's going on. This is a woman again. Let me actually show you guys this last one right here, and then we can get out of here. Okay, there's no audio. Let me make sure that I get the audio popping again. This is not working. All right, here we go. Hear what she had to say.
This president right here, President Donald Trump, brought me from the prison pit to the White House. President Trump is the only president who would have had the courage to bring someone like me, someone who received a second chance, but who knows more than someone who is sit among the captives, than someone who has been in captivity themselves.
So there you go. I'm not making this up. This is not AI. This is real. This is what happened in the White House today. And again, crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, crazy. Now, this Latino dude from the Boogie Down Bronx, he's lost in the sauce himself, talking about, oh, this is a beautiful video about Trump and this and that. All right? From a political sense, all right? And I always told people, when it came to voting, I always told people, when they asked me, oh, who you voting for this year? And I always told people, I vote for the Lord. I vote for the Lord. I don't vote for man. All right? But moving on from that. So you see what I'm talking about as far as the Serpent and Eve connection. Slakia. Because you saw 3 Judite Jake women hugging all up on the serpent, Donald Trump. All right? The epitome of racism in these last days. All right? These same black woman, these same so-called black woman that you, Jake Ben, are hell-bent on pursuing and making them your wives, these are your damn enemies. Period. And like I said, this goes way back to Adam and Eve days. All right? So, I'm just shaking my head right now in real time because, man, yo, it's getting worse and worse and worse with these damn Eves. So we're going to go to the scriptures. In Micah 7 and 10. And I said this on previous videos, that this video is becoming more and more popular with us Akims because it's so damn true. It is super duper true. And I'm going to read it again. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto her, or unto me, Salakia, where is the Lord thy Yahweh? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And that's going to be the end all be all for those 3 Judite Jake women that's aligning themselves with this damn devil. All right? Who hates black people. And you heard what Grandma Coon says. Oh, I don't want to hear about that racist nonsense. So she knows. But she don't care. All right? So guess what, Grandma Coon? If you don't get taken out soon, before the apocalypse, and if you do happen to make it to the day of the wrath of the Lord, your name will be on one of those damn missiles. Grandma. You heard? And then this same damn Grandma Coon talking about, oh, I trust them. Well, you damn coon. According to Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 12 and 10, and it reads, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right? Salakia. So this is becoming more and more of a problem in the Israelite community with these damn Eves, which will consist of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, as well as you West Indians. Okay? These damn Eves loving her damn oppressor. So like I said, we're going to go back to Genesis 3 and 1 because it goes back to Adam and Eve. And it reads, now the serpent, which is Esau Edom, Donald Trump right now, was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, which is Eve, yea, had Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden. Verse 3, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh had said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. All right, because back then, we were supposed to live forever. We were not supposed to die. But guess what? Verse 4, it says, the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. And this is where the downfall starts. Verse 5. For Yahweh doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So this is where Eve fell for the okie doke. Because of her rebelliousness and wickedness. Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So yes, transgression did start off with Eve. And when you tell this to a whole lot of these rebellious women, they're going to want to like, nah, that's BS. It's the men. It's the men. Being too stubborn and stiff-necked. But yes, Adam was the imbecile, unfortunately, and he followed her lead, which still happens to this very day. A whole lot of Jake men want to follow these damn women, and they get themselves caught out there. All right? So I could shut down this lesson right now. I really could shut it down, but no, I got some more stuff. So we go to the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 25:23, and it reads, a wicked woman abated the courage, making a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Woo! And here's the point. Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. I just said that. Because of the woman, we die. Because we're supposed to live forever back then. But because of her wickedness came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Woo! So just like you saw those damn coon sisters, Salakia, that was all up on the serpent Trump, hugging him, loving him up, kissing him up. Yeah, they're the descendants of Eve. And because of them, we all die. All right? And so when we go to the book of Ecclesiastes 7:26, and this was King Solomon, all right? This is what he says. I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Woo! That is so true. And here's a point, verse 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. Verse 28, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man, 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Woo! Yo, that is so deep. That is deep. That's how bad it is. When you find one man out of 1,000, but you don't find not one woman out of that same 1,000. All right? So, listen. Again, I can end this lesson, but I still got a couple of more things to bring out. So when we go to that same scripture, Ecclesiastes 7:26 and 28 in the NLT, it reads, I discover that a seductive woman is a trap more bitter than death. Her passion is a snare, and her soft hands are chains. Those who are pleasing to God or Yahweh will escape her, but sinners will be caught in a snare. This is my conclusion, says the teacher. I discovered this after looking at the matter from every possible angle. Though I have searched repeatedly, I have not found what I was looking for. Only one out of 1,000 men is virtuous, but not one woman. Man. Woo, yapa, beautiful. Beautiful. So, in conclusion of this lesson, you saw those 3 back-to-back Jake women running all up to Massa. Well, this is an end result of the Stockholm Syndrome. All right? Stockholm Syndrome. So I did an AI search for the Stockholm Syndrome. And this is the result. And it reads, the Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where hostages or abuse victims develop positive sympathetic feelings towards their captors as a survival strategy. Triggered by extreme fear and prolonged captivity, and aren't we still in captivity according to the book of Baruch 3:8 to this very day? Salakia. Victims may bond with, defend, or trust their abusers while distrusting authorities. And who would the authorities be that they're distrusting? None other than Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, and the prophets and the men of the Lord that's preaching this true gospel. They are quick to distrust us, but they're quick to trust their damn oppressors. It is not an official mental health diagnosis. To me, it is. I disagree with that. And you got the origin of Stockholm Syndrome, and the term originated from a 1973 bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden, where hostages defended their captors. Okay? So there you go. All right? Unfortunately, a lot of us Akims are sleeping with the enemy. And either a lot of you Akwats out, Akims, a lot of you brothers out there don't know, or if you do know, just don't give a damn as long as y'all get that poom poom. All right? And that's going to be your damn demise when it's all said and done. You heard? So that's going to conclude this lesson for today. It was very powerful and very edifying, to say the least. So with that being said, all praises, honor, and the glory shall go to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Akakodash, Brakatam, Kwam, Yasharal, Rise Israel. And as always, Lord willing, Abaratazah. On to the next video. Shalom.